Hello. Okay, let's pretend that someone's watching and this is an actual lecture or lesson or something. Usually I don't do this step this way, but whenever I'm studying a character, I like to understand a bit of their proportions, their costume, like the layers on the clothes and all those little details that make every character look like the character you're trying to draw. So this is like a probably over-exaggerated process of what I usually do, but I think it's a lot easier to understand because this is what's usually happening inside of my mind, but it's a lot easier to share visually if I just over-explain this instead. So I've taken a few screen caps of the character, you know, the average turnaround, and I'm gonna use these as reference to understand like the main proportions of the body and the limbs and the aspect ratios of different elements of the character and the clothing and a few of those things. So maybe this is helpful for someone, and it's also going to be helpful for me for when I start doing like imaginative sketches of such character. Okay, since this is a study, I feel like it's totally fine to just make crappy drawings. Even if it's not a study, it's always fine to make crappy drawings. But I'm gonna start by like, and you can start this by in any ways. Like it doesn't have to be in this particular order, but I'm gonna start with like main proportions of the character. So I would assume that the head is about here. So this is the entire figure. Have like a vertical of the character, and this would be like roughly the size of the head. Cozy. You're going over exactly what I've been trying to figure out. Oh, I'm glad that's helpful. Are you also trying to draw this character, or it's just for characters in general? Anyway, as I was saying, like usually for characters the head is like the main reference point in general, I see. So yeah, I hope this is actually helpful. I've never done something like this while I'm explaining it. It usually happens inside my head and it's a more like an intuitive process, but yeah, maybe this is helpful. Hello, Choki. Yeah, no, it's been a while. Probably if I haven't been popping on your recommendations, it's because I have not been streaming that much. I think I've only done like one stream over the last 2 or 3 weeks, so it makes total sense. Okay, so once I have like a rough idea of the size of the head, I can start duplicating this to get an idea of how many heads will this character have. So yeah, it's like we can see that the body is less than 4 heads size. That would be 1, that would be 4. Nice to have you back. Thank you. You're too kind. Yeah, it's nice to be back. Like, streaming is one of those things that whenever I'm in the flow, it's really easy for me to just go back at it like next day. But the moment I stop for 1 week or 2 weeks for whatever reason, then it's really hard to go back into it. But the moment I click go live, I'm starting to feel the energy again, so it's actually pretty cool. And then for the actual ears, yeah, it's almost like the extra bit that we have in the feet, it's added here. So yeah, like the ears are like actually longer than the head, like 1 plus 1/3. And I know all this looks too technical, and like I said at the beginning, like this is not something that I do mathematically this way. This is something that I kind of, you know, I would just like sketch directly on top of the character and get these little ideas of how the character reads. But I guess if you really want to go in depth in this and make a good job on making the characters look like they look, it's really convenient to do this. Body is like, yeah, almost 4, like not quite 4. It's good to know. Like, also the width of the body itself, like I don't quite know where the, like I would assume like in any character, like this is gonna be like the midpoint. Is it usually how it goes? Like we don't really get to see in this character because it's wearing so much clothing that it's kind of not helpful, but yeah, the body is pretty much the same width as the arms, as the head. Then the ears actually get a little bit outside the width of the head. Shoulder line. I would assume, do I have an image? No, I don't have an image with the arm extended, but if this is the elbow line, I would assume that this is twice as much, so the hand would be probably about here. There is a, I assume that the knees are actually lower for some reason. Yeah, if we think it's a bunny, like it probably has like the legs a little bit bent, so that's why it would make sense that the knees are a bit lower. But it's not super relevant for this character, like since it has so much clothing, we can actually utilize that as an excuse to have freedom, as long as we understand the proportions. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to think much about the underlying proportions or anatomy of this particular character, since we're gonna be drawing it in the same costume. Then also important to notice that this piece of clothing is actually covering almost 1/3 of the face, and then this piece of the belt, then most of it's actually the pants. And the good thing of doing this is that you don't have to worry about making the drawing look good, because it just doodles for my own understanding. So but it's also cool to see how the character just purely abstracted is interesting. If we look at this just as a pile of boxes, you know, we could make a pile of boxes that are like all the same width, same size, same everything, and it would be really boring as a character. But instead we have like this dynamic of the neck being wider than the main shirt or top piece, and then we have the belt being wider, and then the pants exaggeratedly big, and then the feet are super tiny. Really cool. The arms go all the way down here. This piece in the arm is huge. It covers almost half the body. And put this aside for now. What the hell is going on here? So there would be this piece. And the belt goes on top. So this is two separate pieces. Looks like the arms, oh, they are attached in the back of the clothing, so I don't really know how this actually works, because the hair is kind of covering that. Probably. If I look at this from the back, I'm guessing that we have the body piece or something like this, with the neck bit and the torso part, and then on top of that we would have like it works like a jacket almost, but it's covering the arms, because I see that this goes in here and then it's like the arm pieces. So it would be like a pseudo jacket covering the shoulders, the upper arms. And then we would have the rest of the falling cloth of the arm. It's like all this piece here with this big jewelry chunk. If that makes sense. Yeah, I think we can also get to see it here. Like neck piece, the torso part. Then we get this bit here for the arms. This huge piece of sort of jewelry or whatever it is. Yeah, for this type of things, it's also really cool to look at concept art books, because you will have concept artists doing this on their character sheets, like even with maybe a little bit of a better drawing, but like sometimes it's like super schematic drawings like this, where they explain you how the clothing actually works. Because yeah, when you're drawing, you can guess a lot and leave a lot to imagination, but if you have to make a 3D model of a character like this, you really need to understand how the pieces come together and how you set up the puzzle. And it doesn't have to be like a super elaborate drawing, it's just more like a few schematics to understand what comes on top of what. But yeah, this is working so far. So then we would have like this type of rope string. I need a different color to do this. Is the commission going to be in 3D too? Oh no. Yeah, like my commission is going to be 2D. But since I have a little bit of a 3D background, I like to understand things in 3D. And I don't think I'm gonna go too crazy with the final pose or anything, but I really like to understand how things are built and how things are attached. So I always try to think about like, you know, the 3D problem solving part. Because also like when you work as a concept artist, like you also need to try and solve that out or clarify that out for the 3D modelers. Okay, so we will have this rope that just goes around and around here. Yeah, we also have it here. Yeah, I think it's always a good idea to study. And like I said, for this particular commission, I probably don't need to go this far. But since it's a commission for a friend, and he's also an artist, I think it's really helpful to show all the sensible steps to take when studying a character and when drawing a particular character. Okay, now this loops around. And then it goes down from underneath here. Okay. This piece. Goes inside, then I'm assuming it goes underneath and then it pops back again and it loops around. So if we were looking at this shape from the front, it could be something like, I have a better view. Yeah, like we kind of have a better view there. So it's almost like a triangle like this, and then we have these flaps on the side. Yeah, this would be the hole for the hand. And then we would have the cloth going from outside, just tying all this back together. I think it's from a game called Super Vibe or something like that. Yeah, never heard about the game or the character until I was asked to make the commission. But yeah, it's really cute character. So this is the name of the character and the game. You can do a quick Google search, or I haven't even watched a piece of gameplay or anything, so I don't even know what the game is about. And this type of character is so out of my comfort zone. Just insane. Okay, where were we? Yeah, this part. I don't really know what goes on here. I don't know if all this is just one piece or is detached. But then this comes from the inside and it goes down, gets tied back together. The Battle Royale, they have a Monkey King character that looks pretty cool. Yeah, I haven't looked much into all the other characters, but they all look kind of different. Like, I guess it's common from a lot of modern games to mix like fantasy and sci-fi and different cultures. Okay, so this makes sense. Yeah, all this seems to be the same piece, so probably like this part here is all the same piece. Okay, this is kind of helpful. What else do we have? Have the necklace, that's pretty straightforward. Just looks around and it's a big chunky Prisma type of bottle. Not much trouble. And the belt seems to have a couple of layers. So it's like a underpiece that it's like big and thick. Then it seems to have like a thinner piece that it's the actual belt holding all together. And there is a beautiful bow. And the two leftovers. And there is like this buckle piece on top, which again is this half moon motif that they are repeating everywhere. Actually a really well done character, because once you start to figure all these things out, like all the half moons are everywhere and it's super on the nose, but I think it's done properly, because if you don't really think about it, it's not super obvious, but the moment you stop and think about it and start looking at it, it's just everywhere. Because it has like this half moon in the head, then it has like a little, that's hard to see, but there is also a little half moon here at the top of the bottle. So we have these, and it's also like so stylized that it's almost like a rhomboid type of piece. So it's like an even more simplified half moon, so it's not even utilizing the circle as much, making it more dynamic by using the spike. But yeah, it's like small one, an even smaller one, a slightly bigger one, and then these huge pieces at the end of the arms. Like they're so huge that you almost forget it's a half moon until you pay attention, or you have to look it sideways to see that it's exactly the same shape. Also matches the spike patterns on the ears. Yeah, that's actually true. Like they also like utilize the same spiky rhomboid shape, and it serves like a double function instead of just, you know, doing the inner part. It's just a pattern. It's really nice character. And there is a little half moon here with a little star as well. And then they also play well with the asymmetry, because most of the character is super symmetrical, but then, you know, you add a little extra on this ear, just with all the earrings here, leave the other one clear. The bow tie like is in a diagonal, and then this leftover belt is longer than the other one, and on top of that it has like the little details to kind of balance this. So we have a nice flow from this ear to the bow tie to the extra details. Yeah, it's so well done. Like it's just, you wouldn't think there is so much character design in such a simple character, but actually all these little decisions are the most important thing in this type of characters, because you don't have much to play around. Like there is no heavy texture, there is no crazy colors. It's just like the character is mostly blue, gold and red. Okay, then what's going on with the pants? I think it's all just one piece. It has like this crazy fold here, but other than that, goes all the way here. In. I think we can get away with a lot with this pen. It's just like massive. A big blob. Also it's nice the lack of detail. It's something like the pens. Because we have a lot of little details around the face and the neck and the belt. Also at the end of the arms, but then all this is like super empty. And then we also have like these little pieces here at the end. Okay, what else? We can also think a little bit. Well, I'm gonna finish with all the details first, and then I'm gonna think about colors a little bit. So the last thing I have left is just the hairstyle. So it's basically a braid. Actually really bad at understanding braids. Usually I'm like super lazy, and when I draw them I do like a little bit like this and get done with it and pretend that everything is working. So maybe I can use this opportunity to understand a little better what the hell is going on. In this case, like the 3D artist actually paid attention to make the braid interlace. It's a nice detail, even though it's probably not working like a real braid, because you don't need to do that on 3D. It's actually creating like pretty good illusion. Because a lot of the times in super simplified 3D models, you see braids made out of completely symmetrical pieces just stuck together, and it works. It just creates the illusion of a braid. But in this case, they actually took the time to make it look like it's actually interlacing hair beads. This one goes underneath this one. This little piece. Piece. I guess this goes from the front all the way to the back. Probably this piece here. Connecting. Yeah. All the way to the back. And there are a couple of loose bits at the front. These two bits. Probably these bottom ones. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, and then I'm forgetting about the little golden bits. This is just basically another rhomboid piece. Probably a good way to hide whatever is not happening in these bits. Which is pretty efficient. Just noticed you added background music, so relaxing. Oh yeah, I've been experimenting with that, like sometimes I feel like it, sometimes I don't, and also I don't know how much I can get away with YouTube and if it's gonna, you know, if YouTube is gonna like it or not, if it's gonna silence my videos or not. Because I know you can find like copyright free type of music, but like also it's pretty limited what you can find, and I get bored of music pretty quick. How's the volume of the music compared to the voice though? Because it's always hard for me to tell from the outside. I don't want it to be like too much. This one's really good. Hope you can continue using it. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I find it pretty ironic because like most of my music I listen on YouTube, and usually I listen from people that just make playlists out of music they don't own. So I find so silly when YouTube complains about me playing music I don't own on my streams, when it's actually coming from their platform, from users that also don't own the music. It's like, what the hell? Okay, I'm getting sidetracked with drawing the ears. Alright, we made a bunch of crappy drawings to understand things, but I think this is actually really helpful. And the last little bit I wanted to think about is, yeah, it's almost like if I simplify the colors as much as I can, it's like, basically we have like this clear blue for the character. Like, yeah, the hair is a little bit lighter, but it's also like pretty much on the same range. So just a little bit. Some parts are actually white, but that kind of works. And we would have like a darker blue for the clothes. Darker blue for the pants. And then we're utilizing golden for the jewelry. And this red for the details, which is very little, it's just an accent color. Something. Yeah, we also have like this super saturated cyan that it's happening on the glowing beads and the eyes, which would be like another accent color, I guess. And then it's also really good to think about the ratios of the color, like the same way that I explained here with the simplifying the character into boxes. Like instead of making a bunch of equal boxes, they just play around with different size boxes. Like the same's happening with color. Like we're not using all the colors in the same proportions. Like we're not making, you know, like this the same amount of, if we look at it, like the use of red is very scarce. It's just like red is only used on the robes, that's it, and there is very little robes going on. It's mostly blue, then we use red to accent, and golden is only used for the jewelry or the metal parts. That also simplifies materials. Whenever you see this color, you know this is metal. Whenever you see this red, you know this is rope or string or whatever you call this. Then the skin for the character in this case is blue, but with any other character it would be just skin color, so you see that this is the actual body of the character. And then we have a slight white for the hair. I guess we could also use like this super white shiny as an extra accent color. But yeah, the ratios would be something similar to this, like we're utilizing a lot of dark blue for the bottom part of the character that it's not that important. And then it's almost like a gradient. If we look at the entire character, it's kind of, yeah, we have this, and then it would be something like this, something like this. There's a little bit of this here at the bottom. I think this is also like a pretty good pseudo study you can do of characters, like trying to draw them like this, like proportion boxes, and then trying to draw the colors like this as well, like relationships between how much of each color is happening. Yeah, it's kind of something like that. And then we would have like this thing here standing out, and we also have the eyes like kind of standing out, and then we have a few like little red details, a few golden bits, but like that's kind of how the character colors play around. It's almost like a straightforward gradient with a few accent colors on top. It's not just colors all over the place. Alright, so then before I move to actual imaginative process, I'm gonna do what I usually do for studying characters, that it's just like doodle them. This is the type of thing that kind of happens inside my head when I'm doodling, when I'm doing the step I'm gonna do now. But I think it's a lot easier to explain whatever is happening if I do these explanatory drawings. And even doing what I'm doing, like talking to yourself if no one's listening, but just clarifying these things really helps to understand things. Bit dark. I'm just gonna keep it super loose. Not like doing much construction for this type of studies, it's more like eyeballing things and being a bit more intuitive. Doesn't matter if it doesn't look good, it's not a final drawing, it's just a in-between step to understand the character. I didn't really talk about the face or the eyes or the features, but I think it's pretty straightforward. Like it's almost the same as any anime character. I think there is plenty of content about that online. You don't need another tutorial of drawing anime eyes, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Plus, I'm not too worried about details right now. I'm just focusing on overall proportions and feel for the character. Her eyes being round contrast all the sharp angles so well. She looks so kind. That is actually a very good point. Yeah. Didn't really think about it, but it does create a huge contrast with the rest of shape design. That's nice, round, friendly. Sukor on Twitch, welcome back. Once I forget that whatever I'm drawing is a particular character or a monster or any design or whatever, once I forget about all that and I just focus on drawing, everything kind of feels the same to me. It's almost like it doesn't matter what I'm drawing, as long as I'm drawing. It's funny how that works. Basically, this is how I usually do this type of studies. Actually, one of my favorite ways to study, just doodling whatever I want to draw better, without worrying too much about how it looks or anything. Making loose sketches while thinking about like the proportions and the energy of the character. Okay, this one has a nice flow. I also like to point out that I'm not using construction or any rules, and there is probably a lot of proportion mistakes in this character right now, but that doesn't really matter to me at this point, because if I wanted to make this drawing a final drawing, I would still start with this, like a super loose doodly sketch that it's kind of fun, and then I would go in, like probably create another layer with different color, and I would start like, okay, here is the head, it goes all this way here, then we have the neck, then we have the body and the shoulders, and I would do all these overlaying construction lines to realize where my mistakes are and what I need to fix, what I need to move. So, you know, that way I can actually make things sit where they have to sit, but I don't want to do it the other way around, you know. I don't want to start with the I'm gonna do the construction and then try to make the sketch, because then you miss out on things like this. Look at the energy going on here. Like, I think this dynamic here is super cool, like this S shape and also this other S shape here, like the way they meet here. It's such a cool energy. If I'm thinking about drawing accurate proportions, it's like all that's gonna go to hell. Then also look at the hair, like the way it's flowing, it goes all the way back. It's almost like there is an entire arrow going this way and everything else is being affected by that direction. I think that's super cool, so that's why I always like to start my sketches with this type of doodle energy instead of going for perfect proportions right away. I and you, rats bro, I missed the whole thing. Nah, you just missed all the shitty parts where I draw boxes and talk about things. You can probably watch it afterwards if YouTube doesn't decide to eliminate the sound of my video because I'm listening to random music on YouTube. But now I'm just starting with the cool part, that it's actually just doodling and sketching. Yeah, you're gonna hear me talk about boxes. I know you love boxes. And it's crazy that even this 3D model has all these dynamics going on. Look at this going on here as well, like this curve and this triangle here. Really, modelers are getting so good these days, like they manage to make things look so much like a drawing in a good way. This game has so much stuff in it that you can tell it's just artists having fun. Let's see. I've never played the game, so I don't know. I just heard that it's actually a battle royale. It's hard to imagine this character on a battle royale for me, but who knows? My favorite example is sheep's boots. There is no reason to have the spiral design there except somebody was vibing and threw the line on the concept art. Let's see. I'll look it up. Sheep's, huh? Of course you have to pay attention to the boots. Boots and belts. All the characters look so different from each other. They don't even look like they belong to the same game. Crazy. What did I do here? Oh, this way. Just an art brain thing to do. Yes, I guess. It's also interesting from a cultural point of view, like how nowadays you can get with all those things in games. Probably back in the day that would have been kind of unacceptable from a design point of view. It's like, dude, what are you doing? This character looks like from a fantasy oriental inspired type of world, and this character looks like from a cyberpunk universe. Like they can, you know, they don't fit together. They should never be in the same game. And nowadays that's almost like a granted thing. Like you're gonna find that in games all the time. Here I have to make super detailed drawings. It's just want to draw a character a bunch of times from different angles so I get familiar with how everything looks. Massive thing. It is so huge, it must be so heavy. Imagine having these hanging from your arms all the time. feet. We have the other thing here. That blob will do. This is how you draw a hand. Blob, blob, blob. Guys, I don't care much. Do them when I have to. Let's do a little bit of back view. This one can be pretty schematic. I feel like you can never be too loose when drawing. Like, I always try to push it as much as I can. Rather sacrifice accuracy. Actually, like a little bit of a curve. The locking pattern is boom. With this double triangle shape, creating the two-post jacket. Little flaps. Big parts, body, belt, massive hands. Overlaps, that's something to have in mind when sketching this character. Like, has so many different clothing, belts and elements that you can use that to create lots of overlaps, like it's happening here. Like this piece is overlapping the leg, so that helps to create depth. Not that I'm gonna be looking for that from the beginning, but whenever I feel like the pose is not dynamic enough, or I don't know how to make a decision, I will use that as a resource to move forward. Little bits connect. Two, three, four. That works. There we go, finally. One of those kick bots asking me to buy viewers. Was wondering when they would show up. Like, I'm an artist, I'm broke. What makes you think I'm gonna spend money on viewers? That is unnecessary. Probably like keeping this curve. It's gonna help. Beavers? I would buy beavers. No, I meant to say beavers, but would definitely buy beavers. Imagine I could spend a bunch of money to then see a number here in my metrics in OBS or on YouTube. No, not even on YouTube, it's gonna be on Kick. But then I would see like a big number, like, hey, 1,000 robots are actually watching my content. I'm a real streamer now. That gives you clout. And everybody knows that clout is the most important thing. The more clout you have, the more money you have, and the more money you have, the more time you can spend drawing bunny girls. Okay. You bots are just black. Bunny girls supreme. So imagine if I could buy bunny girl viewers. That would be a completely different thing. It'd be actually so cool. No one's offering me that yet. People just go for the boring stuff. I mean, I'm assuming that you are bunny girls, all of you, but like, you're real people, you're not bots. I didn't buy you, I think. Did I buy you? Was it an accident? Did I actually pay you to be my bunny girl? I'm a pretty princess, aren't we all? Aren't we all? Yeah, maybe I should start putting my face on the thumbnails. I would get a lot more views. People would be like, who is this twink? Is it Mikela? Mikela the kind? Are you drawing? Here you can see proof of what I was thinking. Yeah, this is like a little jacket. Like a little arm jacket. You see? Oh wait, I'm tracing. No, I've been caught. Oh well, I'm not a real artist anymore. Now someone's gonna clip that and they're gonna send it to Steven. He's gonna be disappointed. Since all that matters is external validation, I'm gonna be disappointed as well. Never gonna get over that. Should have never done that, ever. Artist gets caught streaming and tracing. What a shame. Running out of pace because this is too big. And Tian with the fire. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. But I'm back. And I have good news. I'm one step closer to drawing anime girls. We'll get it one day. We'll get it. And that's the day we're gonna grow big. We're gonna hit big numbers. As everybody knows, anime girls do really well online. Okay. Yeah, this kind of works. This is a bit off, but who cares? Okay, people, I'm gonna do something highly unadvisable, and it's that I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna be gone for like 10 minutes. I'm gonna have something for dinner because I'm actually hungry and it's getting late. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna open up Krita and I'm gonna do some actual sketches of this character with different poses and whatever I can come up so I can finalize this commission, because I've decided I'm done with the little studies. I've built up enough confidence to actually attempt to do the thing. Who am I lying to? Have no confidence or anything, but I'll do it anyway, because that's the magic of being an artist. Alright, so if you are still here in 10 minutes, I'll see you then. If not, I will be forced to buy a lot of beaver bots or beavers. Fake it until you make it. Yeah, we'll fake it a lot. Okay. ARP, you learn it. Alright people, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I'll leave the music vibing, maybe. What should I do? Yeah, I guess I'll leave the music vibing. Okay, I'll see you in a few. Alright. I am nourished and I am hydrated. I think we're good to go. Gonna be using Krita now because I don't know, it's fun and I'm vibing with it lately, so let's try. Let's try. Most of what I've been doing with Krita is actually studies, so kind of want to know how it feels to properly sketch. Okay, what is it? Let's zoom in a little bit. Feels more natural. Man, this brush feels like cheating. Just throw whatever and everything looks cool. Let's focus on the pose. Let's check that. And you lost. Why? Yeah, no, like the line weight is such a great thing with this brush. It just goes from super thin to super thick and textured. Man, I have to finish that tutorial that I'm working on about this brush because I feel like I keep repeating myself on how it works, but it's so cool that you can get texture or super dark lines. I am lost now. What did you actually lose? There a competition I was not aware of? Were you trying to eat your lunch faster than I eat my dinner? What's going on? I'm not familiar with any slang. Fucking old. And I'm an artist, like I don't get out of my room. I don't even go online to talk to other people. How am I gonna be familiar with any slang? Let's try to think about how this works. Goes like this, and there is this piece here, and we have these little beads. This could wrap around here. We're gonna draw a hand, kind of like holding something. Because the character is like a mage. Seen some images of we can probably draw her like holding some sort of energy thing. Holding energy things is always the trick to make something look fantasy. To remember the arms or something like this, and then the open bit of the moon piece is looking forward towards the hand. Beavers from Twitch now. Yeah, I can buy more beavers. What's it gonna be? Let's get it done first and then we'll decide if I like it or not. Flowy belt. Then I can't remember anything. Okay, this part goes like this. Goodness gracious. I know. This jazzy music with these line dynamics of the chrome brush makes it look like fine art, but I'm actually just drawing bunny girls. Like Michelangelo drawing furry girls. Then it's gonna go like this. Little flaps. This kind of connects. Yeah, it's here right now. This is something Krita does so much better than Photoshop. You just press M and it flips the canvas. No dramas. Try to do this in Photoshop and depending on the file size, you're gonna go to hell for 5 minutes. Go this way. Go this way. Don't worry about backgrounds. And then flappy thing. Here, this leg is gonna be kind of folded. This one's gonna be stressed. Follow this energy here. Bunny legs. A lot more bunny feet. Don't get too excited. Just another anatomical detail, nothing else. Remember, people, feet serve a function. They are not to be sexualized. Okay, no, this will go this way, and what am I gonna do with this? Is it gonna fall here? Or is it gonna go here? I think there's already a lot of things here, so might as well. Like, this flap is gonna be open this way. I think that's cool. And this little bit might as well fall kind of here. This work? Kind of. I feel like the overall proportions are a bit too stretched. Almost like a taller version of the character, but we can always fix that later, I guess. For now, I'd rather make a few loose sketches like this, so I have something to choose from. There was some details. Yeah, it's not quite there. I'm just realized that I'm gonna need to do a Duna commission at some point. Okay, who's Duna? With more furry girls? Am I gonna develop a niche? Let's see. I feel like the overall proportions are a bit too stretched right now. I don't want to get tangled. Please, I don't want to fully commit to this pose yet. The overall shape, does it feel like it's flowing? Luna from Fossil Fighters. Man, you really have a target for games, like I don't know why all those titles kind of sound like something you would play. All DS games? Were you even born when the DS was around? Oh, I see. I like this. Like a lizard girl or something like that. Well, I guess DS is not as old as I think then. She's a dinosaur girl. Interesting, interesting. Anyway, let's focus on prey animals for now, and then we can think about predators. Stay focused. Yeah, you know, like, you may have a thing for spider girls, but I guess my weakness is lizard girls. Ever since I read The Last Argonian Maid. Oh yeah, I forgot about this thing. So there's like a little thingy here and then boom. And a lot of head a little bigger. Just to make it look like we didn't totally screw up the proportions of the character. It's over for us. We're not seeing the pearly gates. Well, you never know. You never know. I feel like there is salvation for everyone. The eyes feel a bit small. Well, the overall head feels a bit small. It does the trick for now. Everything will be okay. Exactly. That's the main takeaway of all this endeavor. It does sound like something this character would say. You know, it's a little bit like, let's not push things, just chill and everything will be okay. But if we think about Duna, the dinosaur girl, she would be more on the lines of like, I'll make everything be okay. She seems a lot more proactive. And I feel like we need a little bit more of that nowadays in the world. Oh, actually she says it in the game. Well, it makes a lot of sense. Should I even try to play that game? Is it something I would like? Be okay, you'll be alright. Yeah, same message, different words. Words are overrated anyway. Okay, it's free. Usually if a game is free, it's kind of a a red flag to me. It's like, probably not my thing. And I need my fair share of poison swamps. What is a game without a good poison swamp? The beautiful thrill of having all your mobility restricted and being constantly losing HP while a bunch of annoying mobs are just chasing you down to cheap out your health. There is a bug on the map. Let's see, and it slows you down. Okay. Okay. Might be getting somewhere there. This music gives me a little bit of Persona 5 vibes. I feel like I should play another entire playthrough of that game. So pissed I procrastinated that game. Yeah, I get the feeling. I got genuinely sad when I finished the game. Because I took my time with the game, so by the time you are done, it's like... It feels like real relationships ending. Background, like a moon or something on the back. I guess that's something to think about. Try a few more. A cool idea. Good. Might even be good at this, you know? But there's one. Now we have this circle here, and here we can do this part of the belt go out, and this other part go out the other way. Fox girls and spider girls. That's all there is. I mean, if we change the ears of this girl, we can pretend she's a fox girl. Neil. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Like this should go this way. Should go a lot more to the left. I don't have to push this so much. It's a bit more asymmetric. Similar to the one I've done before, but kind of helps with the pose. I have some weird overlaps though, with all the detail parts like these ends. That's something to think about. Okay, let's use this half moon pattern. It's fucked up that you just crank pieces out and call them sketches. Well, like if you really zoom in, it's just, you know, you can call this a piece. Like I do a lot of sketching, so it makes sense that the quality of my sketch, to, for a lack of a better word, it look like a piece, but I guess the main difference for me is like when I call it a sketch, it's a mindset. It's like there is a lack of intention. I don't really analyze the piece or think about things or solve much problems. I'm just intuitively going for it, so it feels kind of quick and spontaneous. But whatever I would consider a piece is something that I've put some more thought and work into it. It doesn't necessarily have to do with the time invested, although it usually translates into more time or more iterations. But in this case, it's just yeah, for me it's like I call this a sketch because there are things that I would have to change. Like in this one, for instance, there are overlapping detail parts that I would have to solve if I wanted to consider this a finished piece, because like I have like most of the, you know, like high areas of detail, like these little things overlapping, and it's kind of a no-go for me. Or then in this one, like the proportions are a lot more stylized than the original character. It's like more elongated, like an anime character, rather than how the character looks. So I would have to sit down and actually fix all those things before I actually go and render things. So yeah, like I feel like that's the main difference for me between calling it a sketch or a piece. But again, also like most of the stuff that I do is actually sketching, and most of the stuff that I enjoy from other artists is actually the sketches. So for me, it's like the sketching is like its own art form. Like I really value the energy of the first line, that, you know, like I'm just going for it and boom, this is how it looks and this is how it's going to stay. So it's something that I've trained for. Because for me, the sketch is the thing. For most people, a sketch is what they do to get somewhere else. But for me, the sketch on its own it can be the art piece. It is the thing. So it's like, yeah, I understand that there is the mindset of the sketch as like a lesser version of the art piece. But for me, it's like, it's an equal, if not better. I just call them sketches because of the mindset I adopt when I'm doing them and the energy I put into it. But I consider like sketching this way kind of harder than just making an art piece, because it's almost like I've got one chance. If this is not working, I have to move on and start a new one, because then I cannot call it a sketch anymore. Sketchbook or art book any day, baby. Hello, Ian Soka, welcome back. Exactly, right? I prefer the concept art over the splash art anytime, for any game or any movie. 100%. where all the energy and all the magic happens. Yeah, this pose can be kinda cool, but I'm also having a similar problem with a lot of details being overlapped because I have all these bow and belt and the hands. I mean, yeah, this could work, but I really have to think about how am I gonna layer things. Now I have all the belt bits here and all these arm pieces hanging, covering each other. Totally forgot about the hair. So we're gonna probably goes over here, down here, then we speed it out this way. Guess that kind of works. Push this farther away. Collapsing. Keep it pointing to the face. Shoulders. Those studies I did at the beginning were actually really helpful for this. Right now I'm fully aware of where everything goes. I should actually do it more often. energy to this part. Feels a bit static. At least compared to the rest. Music is over. Should probably start wrapping things up. I also want to do at least one more, maybe. I'll have to wrap it with you. Play this playlist a little bit. Okay, let's do one more and probably go to bed, and I can keep up and do a few more tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Change the expression. Tian, how is it going? Having fun with this so far. I have a few different poses, but it's coming up pretty well. I'll just have to choose one of them and develop it a little bit more and call it finish, I guess. But I'm starting to feel pretty tired, so I'm probably gonna finish this sketch I'm working on and call it a day. I'm just trying to get a Proxmox server deployed, but my coworker ripped us in the staging room, so I'm having a bad time. That does feel like being in the same team as a really bad executor. Sounds like a lot of fun. How are you doing, Hantian? Been a while, I know, but I'll be back to my, let's say, regular schedule. All right. Okay, we got 4 sketches. The OCD on me kind of wants to finish the page, so probably tomorrow I'll do a few more, and then I'll move on to cleanup. But for today, I think that's gonna be all. So thanks everyone for coming by. I hope you get to fix that server. All right. I'll be back tomorrow. So, peace out.